Today we're going to look at the 10th command, and this is on coveting. And this is probably one of the most painful ones of all of them. He says this. He says, you should not covet your neighbor's house. You should not covet your neighbor's wife, his male servant, his female servant, his ox or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. In other words, that we should not spend our lives wanting what other people have. That we need to be content with what God has given us, that God has promised that just as He clothes the birds of the air and the lilies of the field, that He's going to take care of us. And when you and I are not content with what we have, or when we look at what other people have and say, that's where life is found, or that's what I really want, then we actually begin to cross the line. Coveting is a very, very difficult thing to break through. Paul even said in Romans 7, he said, I would not have known about coveting had the law not said, thou shalt not covet. But when the law said, don't covet, it produced in me coveting of every kind. We covet many times when we go into the home of a friend and their house is nicer than ours, or we pull up to the stoplight, someone parks beside us or comes beside us and their car is nicer than ours, and something in us says, wouldn't it be nice to have that? That is how easy it is to break God's law. That as soon as you begin to desire that which God has not given you, you're a lawbreaker. And let me say this to you, that is why we need the grace of God and the mercy of Christ so desperately, because we break these laws all day long, every day. That no one will be able to stand before God and say, look how good I was. That when you stand before God, you're going to get one of two grades. Either get a 0 or 100. If you relied on yourself, you're going to get a 0 because you will have failed the law miserably. But if you've relied on Christ, who has fully kept the law on your behalf, then you will receive 100. There is no 50 or 40 or 30 or 75 or 80 in the economy of God, either 100 or a 0. It's only through faith in Christ that this test can be passed. You've already failed it way too many times. And just if you thought you were doing okay, the law of coveting comes down and you find yourself wanting something that's not yours. And God says, you need me to save you.